What's up everyone, it's Caddy with MoneyVest. So in this video, we are going to be talking about Ulta Beauty, and Ulta Beauty has a little bit over 600 beauty brands and products under its portfolio. A lot of you guys have been asking for an update and analysis on this business. So we're going to revisit this stock, take a look at this company and go over the fundamental and the technical analysis on this company as well. A lot of its brands have actually done really well over the years. The top beauty brands in the world are owned by Ulta as well. So again, hope you guys enjoy it, find it helpful. Make sure that you drop a like. All I'm asking in return is that you subscribe to the channel. Link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below. And also do check out the Discord link and the investor early bird tier. There's only 3 more spots left for the month of January of 2024 with that 16% annual discount. So link's going to be down below. This also does include a lot of members only private videos and all the Discord alerts, including trade alerts, buy and sell alerts, options, and trade ideas as well. So Ulta Beauty is the largest specialty beauty retailer in the US and the premier beauty destination for cosmetics, fragrance, skincare products, hair care products, and beauty services as well. They've got over 1,374 retail stores across 50 states, 25,000 products offered by more than 600 well-established and emerging beauty brands, and over 10,000 square feet of typical store size, including approximately 950 square feet of salon space as well. And these right here are some of the brands. Ulta Beauty, we got IT Cosmetics, MAC, very, very important and very big brand. CeraVe, we all know CeraVe is pretty popular. We got Dermalogica, ELF, we got Tree Hut, Morph, ColourPop, The Ordinary, and the list goes on and on. Just few of the many well-known and established brands that Ulta has. Multiple categories. Of course, we got cosmetics, which makes up over 42% of Ulta Beauty's 2022 category penetration. Then we've got hair care products and styling tools. We got skincare. We got fragrance and bath services and accessories and others. So that pretty much makes up the entire product portfolio. And Ulta has performed much better than the S&P 500 or the retail sector in the last 5 years as well. Now, this right here is going to be the fiscal third quarter 2023 results, and you'll notice the revenue was $2.5 billion compared to $2.3 billion same time last year. Comparable sales were up about 4.5%, and net income coming in at just shy of $250 million, or just over $5 per share for the company, with about gross profit margins sitting at 39.9%, so a little bit sub 40%, slightly lower than compared to last year. And then we got diluted earnings per share slightly lower compared to last year as well, and new store openings 12 compared to 18 from same time last year. And this right here was 39 weeks ending in October. So basically 3 quarters ending in October 2023. Revenue increasing to $7.6 billion. Comparable sales up 7.3% in the first 9 months. And then we got gross profit slightly down, sub 40%. And diluted earnings per share slightly up, almost at $18 per share compared to $17.35. Now, when it comes to the balance sheet, the company does have a cash and cash equivalents of about $121 million. We're going to take a look at the debt here in just a minute. And during the third quarter, the company repurchased just under 700,000 shares of its common stock at a cost of $281 million. So the company has been doing a lot of share buybacks, which is really good. And during the first 9 months of fiscal year 2023, the company has bought back 1.8 million shares of its common stock at a cost of $840 million. And as of October 28, 2023, $260 million remained available under the $2 billion share repurchase program announced in March 22 as well. Now, when it comes to the members loyalty program, they've got over 40 million members, and it's been growing pretty steadily from 32 million in 2018. So we did see a little bit of a decline during COVID from 2019 to 2020, and then it reaccelerated back up to 37 and 40 million. And 95% of Ulta Beauty sales are made by Ultimate Rewards members as well. So that is a pretty loyal program here. So a lot of the loyalty member programs, 95% of those 40 million are the ones that are purchasing a lot of the Ulta Beauty products. Store count increasing to 1,355 as of 2022, so that's pretty solid. And the entire updated fiscal year 2023 outlook, $11 to $11.1 billion sales, 5 to 5.5% increase, and we got diluted earnings per share from $25.20 to $25.60 for the company. And we got capital expenditures between $400 and $425 million. And of course, we've got share repurchases approximately $950 million for the entire 2023 as well. So if you just simply do some calculation, fiscal year 23, $25.20 to $25.60, let's just do $25.50. And the price right now is at $472. So we're looking at $472 divided by $25.50, looking at 18.5 times earnings multiple, which is actually quite reasonable and quite good for this company, right? So we'll go over the actual intrinsic value here in just a minute. But when it comes to the market, large and fragmented, $104 billion is the total addressable market, is what they see. And 15% of that is going to be hair care. 23% is going to be skincare. 17% is going to be cosmetics. Fragrance going to be 11%. Bath is going to be 10%. And this is only within the US. And globally, of course, it's going to be several hundreds of billions of dollars. And our target consumer, the beauty enthusiast, 66% of shoppers and 83% of beauty product dollars. Beauty enthusiasts are really the ones that they're looking for, and 34% are non-beauty enthusiasts as well. Now, this right here is the entire fundamental breakdown. So they've gone from $2.6 billion in revenue to a little bit over $10 billion in trailing 12 months. So that's a good 4-time increase. Gross profit's gone from 941, just under $1 billion, to $4.6 billion. So incredible profitability. I mean, you can see the histograms over here. That's just incredible. And $327 million in operating income to well over $1.6 billion in operating profitability. And then finally, when we got net income from $202 million to well over $1.3 billion, and shares outstanding has been going down, which is exactly what we like to see, from 64.5 million down to 50 million shares outstanding. And the diluted earnings per share also from $3.15 to well over $24. So this is just absolutely incredible. Now, balance sheet is where things get interesting, because there's a big discrepancy between quick ratio and current ratio. And of course, the company does have a lot of debt compared to the cash. So net debt is sitting at almost $2 billion positive, which is not good. Current ratio is good, but when you take inventory out, they're sitting on 0.18, meaning they're sitting on a lot of inventory, which I believe they mentioned in the actual earnings statement as well previously. So over here, they said merchandise inventories net at the end of the third quarter of fiscal year 2023 increased 9.8% to $2.3 billion compared to $2.1 billion at the end of third quarter fiscal year 22. So they've got a lot of inventory sitting on the balance sheet, which is not selling. In fact, it is up a little bit over 9%. So that is a concern I would highlight for Ulta Beauty. And debt to free cash flow sitting at 5.69. So it's kind of okay. Balance sheet's not the best, if I'm being honest. 18 to 19 times price earnings multiple, as we calculated earlier. We got a price to sales sitting at just over 2, price to cash flow sitting at just over 18, and enterprise value to EBITDA sitting at just over 13. And of course, price to earnings sitting at 18 to 19 times for the company as well. So we got a reasonable to somewhat decent valuation here. And we got a 42% gross profit margin. And of course, we've got a reasonable net income margin of 11%, considering that it's a retailer at the end of the day. And return on common equity, assets, and capital also pretty solid at 22, 25, 62%. And net income per employee, so profit per employee, sitting at $34,000. That's actually an increase from $25,000, $26,000 here. So that is good, because profit per employee is increasing for Ulta Beauty. This right here is going to be the earnings per share. That's gone from $25 to well over $63. That is going to be the expectation. So that again is pretty solid growth expected for Ulta. And if you kind of plug in some of these numbers, we're looking at a growth rate of just over 10.7% in the next 5 years, going up to as much as $42.38. And then of course, if you go all the way to 63.70, so 63.70 all the way through 2033, we're looking at a growth rate of, again, 10.7%. So that is going to be that number, just a little bit under 11% in growth for Ulta Beauty in terms of profitability. So if we account for these shares outstanding, so 2550, let's just assume that is going to the EPS, and diluted shares outstanding of just about 50 million. So 50 times 2550, we're looking at $1.275 billion in actual net income, right? That's going to be the net income for the company. Let's just grow them by 10%. Give them a 16 times PE multiple, 12% discount rate. I don't believe they pay out any dividends. Nope. So 12% discount rate, 10% margin of safety, and share buybacks of about 1%. We arrive at an intrinsic value of about $363 right now for the company, which I believe is quite reasonable and quite good, considering that I'm actually giving them a lower P multiple of 16. If I go up to 18, you'll notice that the fair value jumps to $408. So low 400s would be considered somewhat decent and reasonable for intrinsic value for Ulta Beauty. And this right here is going to be that sensitivity grid for the company at $408, $409, 10% growth expected, 18 times PE multiple. And I would prefer sub $400. So anything under $400, kind of closer to that 200 simple moving average at 370 would be ideal. And that would be the level that I'm paying attention to right now for Ulta Beauty. So very nice, consistent higher highs and higher lows. So that would be the higher low here. This right here would be the higher high. So very, very nice momentum upwards, higher highs and higher lows. And again, support level is going to stay put right at that 200 simple moving average, also aligned with this previous resistance, acting as a perfect support, perfect confluence of a lot of different support levels here for Ulta Beauty at $370, $365 per share for this company as well. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is the balance sheet, as I mentioned earlier. Lots of inventory, more debt than cash. Current ratio, quick ratio, not the best. So that is something to keep in mind. As always, make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're just joining us for the first time, link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below with that 16% annual discount that's available for the month of January. As always, happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.